is where we saw good startups come out of the colleges. So, of course, colleges are the spaces, the temples, which has to, spread its aura around and create the whole entrepreneurship ecosystem around the area that you are in. Silicon Valley breeds entrepreneurship. You walk around Stanford, you can literally see the college breathing entrepreneurship. So that is how hubs like Anna University and all the other big colleges, every college should have a role to play in this. And as all our speakers spoke in the morning, it has to be institutionalized. The chairperson, upward, downwards, should adopt entrepreneurship. The colleges where I have seen where it's successful is where the chairperson actually says, yes, let's do this different. Then the principal also says, yes, chairperson is okay with it, let's do it different. And then the faculty who come in for training, take it back to the students, they are the end users. So we are seeing this whole cycle work very well. And with the present learning platform that we've given, which all of you are using, I will talk about that a little later in this. And so the pipeline has to be created for incubation centers to be started. Another thing that I've seen, observed over the years is colleges start incubation center. Government says they are giving that much funding for an incubation center, and the incubation center starts. What's the point? You don't have a pipeline. It's like starting a 9th standard and a 10th standard without having 1st to 8th come up. Where will you get your feed into your incubation center? So unless you have that feeder pipeline, I don't think any incubation center is really going to succeed. So that is where all of us have a role to play in our students starting up, and getting fed into the incubation center. So, outlining the importance of academia on how they should take this forward in a systematic way. We do see that there are ESERs across doing activities, but it's very random, very sporadic. There's no structure to it, no system to it, and there is no roadmap to it. So at any end, we have given the structure and the system, wherein you have a theoretical as well as a practical side of it, because I always quote this example. You can take swimming lessons, classes for a swimmer to be swimmer in class. You can teach them for a year all about swimming, techniques of swimming, bring in all the famous speakers to talk about swimming, big swimmers. End of the day, you can certify them and say you have attended a class on swimming, but they'll never be swimmers. They become swimmers only when they jump into the water, struggle to swim a bit, have that singing feeling, come up, and then their strokes are really bad. They're splashing all over the place, and subsequently their strokes become so smooth, So that is what we are looking at, and entrepreneurship teaching is all about making them do it practically and experientially along with the curriculum. We used to teach the curriculum before, we used to give them case studies, it used to be there in files. Somehow today is the day of visual impact. Everything is wanted on a visual platform. So NEN has quickly ramped up to launch this visual platform. We launched it last year, as you all know. And I am very, very happy to say, after my 10 years of being in the company, this is the first time that I'm seeing faculty find it so easy to use. They have used all the modules, they are using all the videos in sequence, they're using the facilitator's notes, and they are signing off, and students are logging on to the app. They are signing off on, I have attended the session. They are rating each session that the faculty take. So I'm seeing a win-win situation here. And over lunch, I heard a lot of you come and tell me that you really like the modules. That is very heartening for us. So that's what we are asking for. So here is what it is. The first stage is to learn what entrepreneurship is, what the word actually signifies, the success stories, the failures, that's a significant part that all students have to go through. That's called the orientation stage. Then it comes to the stage of the practice, where they actually get to experience a bit of entrepreneurship with practical activities. And then comes the experimental stage where they play around with campus companies. And finally, the fourth stage is the create stage, where they like the feeling of running a business. So they come and request the faculty, the management, and they say, can I do this activity for a prolonged time? So that's when we have created these young entrepreneurs. And we also think, college students, they can only do food stalls, they can only do, simple stuff. No. I have seen my students from the NEN member colleges, they have startups in robotics, they have startups in solar paneling, they have in vermicomposting, they have in automation. And like the speaker in the morning said, you walk into that small ECell room, he says it's so full of energy. You walk into the ECell rooms, when I walk into the NEN member ECell rooms, it's like a beehive. It's like a beehive. Kids run, and from the minute the break bell rings, you will just see them running to work on their we don't even call them projects. We used to call them products. Now we don't even call them products, we call them ventures. So they come running in to work on their ventures. So it's a small psychological game that we have to play with our students by calling their projects ventures. It makes all the difference. Yeah, so then we create these youngsters who actually come, and then they do it on a sustained, more serious basis, and that's where mentoring, that's where funding, that's where, registration, all the legal processes, it comes at a higher level. So unless you have these base things happening, unless you have these base activities happening, it's going to be very difficult to move on to the next level of activities. So I think I've skipped a lot of it. So here is the NEN, how did I go so far? Sorry. I think I moved way ahead. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm just going back. There's no fast forward to back, is it? Okay. So here's the structure that I was talking about, the Vadhvani way, and the courses that we have launched for students. This is the basic practicum, what I was talking about, and the curriculum, which is what all of you are practicing on your colleges now. You're using the LearnWise app, is that right? All of you are using the LearnWise app? You're finding it easy to use? Customer friendly, teacher friendly? You can create your session plan in the bus as you travel also, right? So we did a lot of research on this and came up with this really nice app. It was not easy to put it across to faculty. There was a lot of opposition saying, app, I'm not used to downloading an app and working, doing session plans on app, but now all of you are using it, and that is really heartening to see. So along with your curriculum build-up, you're also doing the practicum, where we have given you access to all the practicum activities like My Story Session, Idea Box, Disrupt Game activity and all of that. So we also hear the kids are loving to play these activities, and we've given all how to play the games, we've given the templates and all of that. So that is the structured and integrated approach that we take with NEN, is the curriculum as well as the practicum. These are the two things. I don't have to go really in detail because all of you are using this and using this extensively. We saw faculty struggling to get in the first batch of students. I am on all the groups, so imagine what my WhatsApp is going to be like. I'm on all the groups and I saw the faculty struggling with the first course. Then what I've seen is after the first 60 finished this basic course 100, what did you see? You saw the next lot ready for the course. Sanda Podranga, they're actually fighting for the faculty to take the next and the next course. So that is something I'm observing after 10 years of being in NEN. So that is also very heartening for us. Now, this is how the structure of the course goes. Course 100 is the orientation phase, wherein all students in the first year come into the orientation phase. It's a basic phase which puts them into a thinking, an ideation mode, into a thought process mode. It covers a little on communication, effective sales and all of that. Very easy with the videos. You've all seen it. I also got feedback that you're liking the quality of the videos that have gone in and all of that. Then comes the discovery stage, which is the 101. That is also launched, and I think some of you have started doing course 101. Comes 2, 3, 4 and 5. The 3, 4 and 5 are for the higher level where you're running incubation centers. You have entrepreneurs from the community coming into the college. So that's another space I'm seeing a gap in Tamil Nadu colleges. I don't find this as much in the north. All colleges in the north are open to having entrepreneurs coming for sessions. But in Tamil Nadu, somehow we have stuck to within our college, doing things within our college. So unless we open up our doors and do things outside, we'll never be able to scale up in quality. So these are the courses. First is to support, equip students and inspire and build confidence in them for the next level. So these are the basic program, the common program and the advanced program. All these three programs come plugged with the practicum games and activities. So each one has a basic set of games and the common set of games and the advanced set of games for the students, right? So that is the Vadvani way of doing things. And as we said, we believe in training faculty, building capacity on the campus and making them self-sufficient. Most of our NEN colleges today are self-sufficient. They've just taken up course 100, 101 and seeing faculty finish the course, sign off on it, and the students, it is a blended facilitated module. We also discovered that India and Indian students are not yet ready to take a totally online. We are not as disciplined as that. So we brought in a blended module which seems to be working very well. Faculty are bogged down with a lot of work, so we also have seen our faculty suffering over the years. So since we are on ground, we know what are the problems they are facing. So I think somewhere we've cracked the nut now. So here it is, access to local, national and all of it. And as you know, we are always here to handhold you. Now EDI has come in a big way. So that's a real shot in the arm for us and it's very, very helpful. So here is the Vadvani Foundation and there are the institute partners and the stakeholder partners like EDI, the way EDI has come in. So unless the government comes in and plays a role in all of this, it's a very hard process to push it in and take it to the next level. So now that they've come in, AICTE, central government, everybody is speaking entrepreneurship. So let's just get on the horse and ride it, that's it, simple. So here is ours, you get the sign-in. When we sign with an institute, it means the management has to buy in, otherwise they do not buy in. This year there was a lot of criteria for sign-in. You will have to have good internet facilities. You remember on the MOU it was there, you have to have good internet facilities because that's where the world is going. And like he mentioned in the morning, if somebody is teaching you to go in a bullet train and we are teaching them to run a steam engine, it just doesn't make sense. So that's another thing I have seen. Faculty struggled with the internet issues in the beginning. Then I think all of you have sorted it out. I have seen them fight for the internet and get it, and now I think all of them have got it. Some faculty are coming and telling me, Vishnu, I'm using Jio. There's no internet in college, I'm using Jio. So that makes it good to hear that faculty really want to teach, they enjoy teaching entrepreneurship. So those are the good things that we are hearing. A lot of feedback we took from all of you on what's working, what's not working. We fine-tuned it. And so here are our entrepreneur partners. I mean, we worked with the Pune College and all of that very extensively. So we have Rakesh Basant from IMA, Professor Rao we have Professor Rushi. All of them have given their inputs. They've been developing content along with us. So it's been a good journey with all of them, and that is the family that NEN is all about. It's a huge network. Having been here for 10 years, I can say that there are any number of students who've gone out, started their companies, students who have gone through my own hands, through my colleges, who are running billion-dollar companies today, who are running multi-crore companies today. Those kids were making a couple of lakhs, few lakhs, but definitely more than what they were getting placed for when they were in college. And when they moved out of college with the sustained mentoring and the sustained exposure to entrepreneurship, and the network has really helped them. Students have expanded across the world because of the network that they had established. So also I will tell you some features of LearnWise which helps them in networking. So we have alumni coming back and giving to the college, and we have feedback on curriculum. Anything that NEN does, we take feedback from the faculty, from the students. It's for you people that we have done. So if you don't like it, you have come back, told us, we've retweaked it, redone it. So here's the feedback. You can always see, I can share the video if you want with you. and we work with results in mind. It's not about the courses, it's not about the classes, it's not about teaching. It's about what you achieve in the end. So all of you who come into my training, I have articulated time and again. If you don't have output to show, then I don't see any point in, spending so much time. Either you create entrepreneurial students who are very good to be placed in companies, or you create students who are going out and creating jobs. We should have these outputs. So now all our institutes, I think, are in the habit of giving outputs. And so on an average, I can take about 4 to 5 startups per college. I also discussed with Mr. Rajaraman that do not give any money for awareness camps. It's just money wrongly placed. Awareness camps anybody can do. But start honoring students and honoring faculty who are creating startups, actual startups. So the reward should be there where they are showing output and results. So this is what NEN we have seen over the past year. About 1 lakh students supported, 1,000 plus companies created, and 300 in the mentor network. And we have about 6,000 entrepreneurs from the community supported, because we also work with the SMEs. And we have that many institutes which are networked. That is within India, what I'm talking about. So here we have the LearnWise, MentorWise and FundWise. These are the 3 programs that will support students and entrepreneurs from the community at every stage. Okay? So you're very familiar with LearnWise now, that much I know. So we will come to the MentorWise and the FundWise as we work with your college more intensely. And these are all our entrepreneurs who have gone through the network and today running huge big companies. Then we have UMM Studios, a boy who started with just a camera and today he's running UMM Studios with a presence in 6 countries. He graduated just 3 years back. So when he comes and talks in his college, there's huge impact, like with us, When your peer group come and talk again, that has huge impact. We have AJ Services, which is doing so well in landscaping. We have this boy who was so fond of cobras and snakes and reptiles. He's running his own NGO called Vanamitra. All these kids are from the entrepreneurship cell. Practo, the billion-dollar empire, he is from the NEN network. We never could understand what that student found interesting in medical bills, even as he was an ESL student. Today he's running a billion-dollar empire. Red Bus, he is from the NEN network. So it's a thought process that gets inculcated in the students. They may not start when they're in college, but the thought process, when I see a problem, how do I find a solution? That comes into the ESL students if we do our job correctly. So plenty of entrepreneurs have gone through the network. So we are based here in Bangalore, main office, and basically this is our mission. We eat, breathe, sleep entrepreneurship, and now all my faculty are doing the same thing and it feels really good. Creating jobs, changing lives and scaling impact. These are just the 3 things that we look at, nothing this way, that way, nothing like that. And, time up? Yeah. So now NEN has expanded global. So the students who network within India today are spread out across the world, the alumni. But now with the global expansion, we are moving to 24 countries. NEN ESELs, just as your ESELs are, we are moving to 24 countries. We have already established a presence in 6 or 8 countries through last year. This year we cover all the 24, Latin America, Africa, all of these places. Now, if on your LearnWise you have your ESEL, right? You have the ESEL, and then you have a section called Ventures. You have one called Ventures. The Ventures has not been activated as yet. I think by next week or the week after next, the Ventures will be activated. And what happens is, all the ESELs can start corresponding with each other. So one in Bhopal can correspond to one in Chennai or Madurai.